The dream had become a nightmare. Cliffside Manor, once the most magnificent home in the forest, was in ruins. A massive crack ran down its foundation. Its beautiful windows were shattered. It was a symbol of broken ambition. And its owner, the Sly Fox, sat amongst the wreckage, having lost everything. But just across the valley, another burrow, bought on the very same day, had not only survived the storm, it had made its owner, Pip the Gopher, richer than ever before. One home became a financial prison, the other an unstoppable money-making machine. Why? To understand this, we must go back to the day it all began, the day of the Great Forest Real Estate Expo. Pip's businesses were thriving. The fox, having learned a thing or two, had also managed to build a small but profitable enterprise selling shiny pebbles to magpies. Both had saved up a large pile of seeds. They felt successful. They felt it was time to upgrade their lifestyle. At the center of the market stood a new, charismatic salesman, Monty the Mole, the slickest real estate agent in the forest, wearing a tiny hard hat and a dazzling smile. He stood between two signs. One sign pointed to a magnificent, sprawling burrow carved into the side of a cliff with a breathtaking view. The sign read, "Cliffside Manor, live the dream." The other sign pointed to a more modest but cleverly designed two-entrance burrow nestled between two strong pine trees. The sign read, "The Twin Pines Duplex, live and earn." The Sly Fox was instantly captivated by the manor. The view, the size, the prestige. He could already imagine the lavish parties he would throw. "I'll take it!" he shouted, picturing the envy in everyone's eyes. Pip, however, was hesitant. He remembered the lesson of the wheelbarrow. He approached Monty the Mole. "Tell me about the duplex," he said. Monty's eyes lit up. "Ah, a savvy investor. The Twin Pines is special. You live in this half," he pointed to one entrance, "and you rent out the other half to another forest family. Your home doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It works for you. It pays for itself." The squirrels, Chatter and Scurry, overheard this. "A roommate? How boring, Pip! The fox is buying a mansion. That's real success." The fox puffed out his chest. "Indeed, a true sign of success is a big house all to yourself." He proudly signed the paperwork for Cliffside Manor. Pip felt a pang of doubt. Cliffside Manor was beautiful. It was tempting. He didn't want to look cheap, but the words of the wise badger echoed in his mind. "Does it put seeds into your pouch or take them out?" He took a deep breath, ignored the squirrels, and signed the paperwork for the Twin Pines duplex. The first month was a tale of two very different experiences. The fox moved into his mansion. He threw a massive party. Everyone was impressed. He felt like the king of the forest. Then the real world began. First, the bill for the scenic view tax arrived. It was expensive. Then the bill for the cliffside insurance policy arrived. It was even more expensive. Then a strong wind broke a special custom-sized window. The repair cost was enormous. He hadn't even been there a month, and his beautiful burrow was a financial monster, constantly demanding more seeds. Pip's first month was quieter. He spent the first week painting and fixing up the second unit of his duplex, making it look cozy and inviting. He placed a "For Rent" sign outside. A few days later, a lovely family of field mice, looking for a safe place to raise their children, came to see it. They loved it. "It's perfect," they squeaked. They signed a rental agreement and paid Pip his first pouch of seeds. At the end of the month, Pip sat down to do his accounting.
He calculated all his burrow's expenses, the loan repayment, the property tax. Then he looked at the rent he received from the mice family. The rent completely covered all of his expenses. In fact, he had a few extra seeds left over. His home had a positive cash flow. He was living for free. The fox also sat down to do his accounting. After paying the taxes, the insurance, and the repairs, he had a huge negative cash flow. His pile of savings had shrunk dramatically. His beautiful burrow was a money pit. This pattern continued for a year. The fox grew more and more stressed. His fur started looking dull. He had to work twice as hard in his pebble business, not to get ahead, but just to pay for his house. He was a slave to his beautiful possession. Pip, on the other hand, was thriving. The steady, reliable rent from the mice family was like a second salary. He used this extra passive income to buy a better wheelbarrow and add another beehive to his collection. His home was his partner in building wealth. Then came the big storm. The wind howled and the rain battered the forest for a whole night. Pip made sure his tenants were safe and secured his own windows. The fox could only sit in his glass-walled manor and watch the terrifying storm, praying the cliff would hold. The next morning, the damage was revealed. Pip's duplex, nestled safely between the two strong pine trees that acted as a natural shield, was perfectly fine. Not a single branch out of place. His tenants were safe and dry. But Cliffside Manor was a disaster. The cliff had partially eroded, causing a massive crack to run up the foundation. The beautiful view now looked like a terrifying drop. The repair bill would be astronomical, more than the fox could ever afford. He was ruined. He sat amongst the wreckage of his dream home when the wise badger appeared. Pip was there too, having come to check on the fox. The fox looked up, his eyes full of despair. "I don't understand," he whispered. "We both bought homes. We both spent our savings. Why did my dream turn into a nightmare?" The badger picked up a stick and drew a simple diagram in the dirt next to Pip. He drew Pip's duplex. He drew a small arrow pointing from the mice family's door and leading to Pip's pouch. "This, Pip, is an asset. An asset is anything that puts seeds into your pouch. Your rental unit works for you. Even when you are sleeping, it feeds you." Then the badger walked over to the fox. He drew the beautiful cliffside manor. Then he drew many large, hungry arrows pointing away from the fox's pouch and feeding into the manor, labeled taxes, repairs, insurance, and maintenance. "And this," he said softly to the fox, "is a liability. A liability is anything that takes seeds out of your pouch. Your beautiful home never worked for you. You worked for it. It ate you." The fox finally understood. He hadn't bought a dream. He had bought a very expensive, high-maintenance job with a great view. Pip looked at his own modest but profitable duplex with a newfound appreciation. The core secret of wealth wasn't about how much money you made or how fancy your things were. It was about one simple question: how many income-generating assets do you own? He now understood the difference between things that feed you and things that eat you. But a new thought entered his mind. What happens when an asset suddenly breaks? When his tenants move out unexpectedly, or the beehive is attacked by wasps? Where do you get the seeds for an emergency? He was about to learn the importance of the ultimate financial safety net. Subscribe to Gopher Business to learn why you need an emergency fund.